Hi guys, welcome to One Crafty Sister live on Monday night. How are you guys? I missed you last week on Thanksgiving. I am excited to be here tonight and share some quick and easy Christmas cards. While I'm waiting for the video to populate in everyone's feed, I'm going to share this to my group. So when you're here, let me know that you are here so that I can say hi. Let's see here. I was a few minutes delayed on getting in here. I was watching a meeting for work, my day job. Got a little distracted. Let's see. Where's my group? Oh, that's why. So, how was everyone's Thanksgiving? Did you have a good time? I know it's not the normal Thanksgiving, right? We didn't have the normal Thanksgiving. Hi, Connie. Welcome. Yeah, we didn't have our normal Thanksgiving, but I hope that you guys still were able to have a little bit of an enjoyable time. We did have a nice little quiet turkey dinner in Georgia, my husband and I and a couple of our friends. Hi, Karen. I did. We spent time, we were up in Pine Mountain, Georgia, which is, if any of you are familiar with Callaway Gardens, we were up in that area. We've been there a few times or a couple times over the years, and we went up there and we did some hiking and biking, and we went to their Festival of Lights to kick off the Christmas season, and the weather was lovely, and it was just an enjoyable time. Enjoyable time. So even though, again, like I said, it's different than our previous Thanksgivings, when my family gets together, we have anywhere from 25 to 30 people at Thanksgiving. So yeah, that's we went from that to just a small little group, and it didn't feel, oh, you're having trouble connecting? Oh no. I was watching okay, you got it now, Karen. I was going to say, I don't know if the internets are having problems. I was watching a meeting for my day job on YouTube before this. It's a live stream meeting and it kept going in and out, so kind of weird. Anyway, welcome back from Thanksgiving. We have, oh my gosh, not that many weeks left until Christmas, guys. Are you ready? I am not ready, but I feel like now that Thanksgiving is done, I can start getting ready. And so one of the things that I kind of have a goal to get done by the end of this weekend is not only to get our decorating done in the house, but also to get my Christmas cards out in the mail, so that they're out in the mail. So if you have not made your Christmas card yet, or you're just looking for a fun and quick little design, I've got a couple cards tonight that are super quick. One of them I saw, and I pretty much recreated her exact card because I loved it, and that's okay. That's why we share things, right? So another demonstrator, her name is Lynn Dunn. I love her style, and she shared a really fun little technique card that I'm going to share with you tonight. So I'm going to make sure that I tag Lynn in this so she knows that I shared her card. And I'm going to make, after Christmas, I'm going to use this design, this card layout for some non-Christmas cards, but I'm going to show you a Christmas one tonight. And then I'm going to show you another card that I had made kind of similar to this last year using our tree punch, our pine tree punch, Christmas tree punch. And so it was a lot of fun, and I did a little different take on it, but with that and the paired with the plaid paper, oh, so cute. All right, so let me flip down and show you what we've got going here tonight. Okay, so the first card that I'm going to show you tonight is this one. So this is the one that I kind of copied, not completely exactly, but very close to the demonstrator Lynn Dunn, because I really liked it. And her technique was so fun. I'm going to show you how to create a little slit in your paper and slide your designer series paper through. And what's really cool about it is that then you get to see a little peekaboo on the inside. And then we're going to add some more of that pretty designer series paper on the inside. This is from the Poinsettia Petals paper, the pretty poinsettia paper. So, oh, I love this paper, and I just did a my card club this weekend was with this, and I loved all the cards. So we are going to make this card tonight. So let's get started on that, and then I'll show you the other one. You are going to need to start out with a crumb cake card base, and so you want to have a lighter colored cardstock for this style of card, mainly because we're going to stamp the sentiment right on the cardstock. So if you use a darker color, it kind of defeats that purpose and you'll have to change it up. But so you want to use either the light pastels or crumb cake or whisper white or vanilla to make this card layout really work well for you. So this card is 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4.25. Okay, so we need that. We also need some paper. We need a piece of designer series paper of your choice. This is cut at 2 inches wide by 4.25 inches long. You can see it's going to fit right there on the card front. And then I've got 2 pieces, so this is the front and back of this paper. I've got 2 pieces for the inside of the card to do the accent on the inside. This is 1 inch by just shy of 4.25. I did it just a tiny bit shorter so it would fold easy in the envelope. And this is a 1/2 inch by just shy. And when I say just shy, it's small. Oh yes, Karen, you are right. You can emboss. Karen suggested that if you made this on a dark card base, you could heat emboss the sentiment and that would make it pop. Yes, that would work. We are doing quick and simple tonight, so no heat embossing, but I'm going to make a mental note so that I can try that later on a darker card because I think that's a great idea. Thank you for sharing. So 1 inch, 1/2 inch by just shy of 4.25. Okay, so we've got those pieces. You're going to need a poinsettia cut out of your designer series paper, and then you are going to need your trimmer. Let's see what we're going to do here. So let me make sure that you guys can see this well, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see well what I'm doing. All right, let me make sure I remember my measurements. That would be important. Okay. So we are going to start by putting our paper in at the 2 inch mark, okay? And this is one of the great things about having a trimmer like the Stampin' Up! Trimmer instead of like a rotary trimmer or something, because you can do these kind of internal cuts. So you can see I've got my finger underneath the trimmer arm here, and I'm going to bring the cutting piece up to the 1 inch mark. So you can see 1 inch here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my arm down, press in, and I'm going to pull the trimmer blade down to the 3 inch mark. Okay, so I've cut down to 3. We're going to lift this up. Now we are going to, let me make sure. We are going to bring this down to the 1 inch mark. So we cut it 2 and 1, or you can do 1 and 2, whichever works for you. So we basically have an inch difference here between the 2 cut marks. We're going to start now at the 3, and we are going to cut down to the 1. So what we have done is created this little slit to slide your paper through. So let me set that to the side. So you can see here, we've got our slit, and that's where our paper is going to go through. Now we want to first stamp on this, because if you don't, it's going to be really messy. Okay, so I am using Early Espresso ink, And I'm using the Poinsettia, where's my stamp set, to show you guys. Where did I put it? Did I put it up already? No, it's right here. The Poinsettia Petals stamp set. This has great sentiments in it, so we are going to use this on both cards. I'm going to use the Merry Christmas to stamp right here on that spot that we created. So let's go right down there, give it a good push. Okay, so there's that sentiment. And now we can carefully slide our designer series paper through that little slit. Now, if it's tight, you can always curl your paper a little. It should. You just have to kind of work it through. Okay. So you've slid it through like so. Now, can you imagine all the fun cards you could make with this layout? Oh my gosh. So fun. I love it. I'm going to use a little bit of our Tombow liquid adhesive to glue this down. So I can get it just in the right spot. And then I'm going to turn around and do the same thing down here. Okay. So that is now in place. And now what we need to do is add our poinsettia with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to take and add some dimensionals to the back of our flower, and I just hand trimmed this out of the designer series paper. So let's see, which way do I want to do it? I think I'm going to do it this way. All right, so there is that flower. Now we're going to use my very favorite ribbon accessory, our linen thread, and I am going to make a double bow. So I just take and I double over my ribbon, okay, my twine, my thread, whatever you want to call it, and I proceed to tie a bow. And I'm going to pull my little loops down to where I want them, and then I'm going to trim those ends. I love the twine. Love it. Love it. Let's see. Now you're going to want to attach that on your card front with a glue dot. So I'm just going to take and add it there. I'm going to add it over here. I'm going to trim this up just a little. I might have it a little too long for it to fit in the card well, in the envelope. All right, now we're going to finish off the front with some metallic gold pearls, because those are super fun to add. These come in a pack with gold and silver, so they're really versatile little boogers. Good for you to have in your stash. So I'm just going to put some of those on there. It is, Connie, I agree with you 100%. That's why when I saw this card layout, I really thought about altering her card. But honestly, I'm like, I love it just this way, so why alter it? I'm giving her the credit for sure for sharing such a beautiful card, and I love the fact that I can share it with you. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is do the inside. So you see here I added that paper in here and a sentiment. So we're just going to stick this paper down. And again, this is 1 inch Whoops, making a mess. 1 inch by, oh, and see, even this was still a hair long. I'll trim it off when I'm done. And then we're going to add this little half a strip. And you could do this and feature so many of our pretty designer series papers, because I know you have a bunch just like I do. Just like I do. So if you get your little strips and they're a little too long, just turn your card over. You can see they're peeking out a little bit. Take your paper snips and simply give it a haircut. See, it had one hair, just one hair to be cut. So now it's perfect. And we are going to add this May Magic and Wonder Bloom this holiday. So that's pretty because you've got that big pretty flower on the front, right? So I'm going to stamp this right down in there. And then that card is all done. So just a couple pieces of paper, some kind of three-dimensional focus piece here. You could do, you know, oh, see, this is why you need to be careful, because you might do something like I did, close the ink and then I'm going to have to clean that off. I'm getting ink everywhere. I'm getting inky. I'll have to fix that. So, but still, very pretty card, very simple, not hard to do. And what a fun way to stick your paper through, stick your designer series paper through the cardstock. I'm not sure if I've ever done it quite like that before. So that was a fun new technique even for me. So there you go. There's card number 1. Let me show you card number 2. And I'm going to show you, you can laugh at me, I'm going to show you something that I did. Oh, what is on my cardstock here? Okay, so this is the second card featuring our perfectly plaid designer series paper and some of our brushed metallic cardstock. So you kind of take this real kind of casual paper and then you bump it up just a bit by giving a little bit of foil to it, okay? When I was making my sample, I want to show you what I did. The inside is blank because on my other half, which I was going to do, you know, I made one and I had supplies for the other, that's where the inside is. So I'm going to finish off the front of this and finish off the inside of that. At least by the end, I'll have 2 finished cards, right? So anyway, this is using, again, I'm going to use those gold pearls, the metallic pearls, and my linen thread. You will need, for this card, a piece of cardstock at 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be your top layer. You are going to need a small piece of the cardstock because we're going to put that behind the tree. So a scrap that you have that's big enough to go behind that tree. So I just have like a 3 by 2, 3 by 2. Yeah, I think for there. This is 3 inches by 4 1/4, the white layer. And then the metallic layer is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is punch out your Christmas tree first. So you need the tree punch. Yeah, Connie, I was laughing at myself. I'm like, how did I do that? It happens to the best of us. Okay, so I am putting this paper into the tree punch and I've put it all the way down. Okay, so it's all the way down as far as it will go. Okay. And I'm just going to turn it over because I like the cleaner look of the other side there. So you can save this for another project. And then you are going to take and add this little piece of plaid behind your tree. Now I have some snail that I'm trying to use up from my stash. So I'm going to use it. Anytime I'm using it, I hate that I'm using it because it's so noisy compared to our new Stampin' Seal and Seal Plus. I love the new adhesives, but I'm trying to use up all my snail. All right, so we've got that on there. Oh, I forgot to put my sentiment on. Let's do that before we go any further. Warm wishes from our home to yours. That's not the right one. This one is. Warm wishes. Okay. That's good. We're going to let that dry before I touch it. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment on the inside so I can get the ink out of the way and not get it all over everything. So remember, I have one card finished on the inside and one card finished on the outside. So we're going to stamp that down. Okay, I'm going to set this aside for a moment. All right, now let's go ahead and build the layers to our card. We're going to add, oops, let's close this. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit now that I'm not trimming paper for you. All right, so we'll add our adhesive so that we can add our paper here. And you could do this with any of these fun plaids. I particularly like this one. Reminds me of a tartan, a Scottish tartan. More than one of them do. And then I'm going to add this down on the foil. And then this is going to go on your card base popped up on dimensionals. Add my masses of dimensionals. All right, let me clean these little boogers off. I have a customer that likes to pull these off with her mouth. It cracks me up. She uses her mouth to pull the backs off her dimensionals. But it works for her because she's the fastest crafting woman I ever met. She gets so much crafting done in such a short period of time. Okay. There you go. Now, what you could do if you wanted to conserve paper is you could cut out the center of this paper. Like, let's say you wanted to cut out a maybe a stitched rectangle or something to use on another card, or use your trimmer like we used on the other card to cut on the inside and cut out the center to save the paper. I just was lazy and I used the whole piece, but that's what I did. So the next thing we're going to do, but you could always do that if you like to conserve ribbon and paper and all the things. I am a use it up because I can always get more. So that's just my, I have plenty of it here. And then if I use it all up, I get to buy more in a different color or a different pattern, and that makes me happy. Yeah. So we'll trim. I'm doing another little double bow because I like double bows. And we're going to add that on with a little glue dot to just at the base of the tree. Yeah, this needs a little haircut here. A little too long. Okay. And then the last thing we're going to do to finish off the card is we're going to add one of those little pearls. Yes, you know what, Carol, that's a great idea. Carol said you could have punched out some of the Christmas trees. I could have even punched out a tree and put it in as like a negative and like stuck it right down in there. Good tip, Carol. I'm going to have to remember that. Sometimes when I'm designing or putting things together, I don't think about those things until after the fact. Or till someone suggests it. That's how we learn from each other, right? All right, so then I have this little piece of paper that was left over from when I had cut for my pieces here. And so I'm just going to add this on the inside of the card. Oops. To accent on the bottom. Like so. Super simple, super quick. 2 cards that if you needed to crank out a bunch of Christmas cards, you could do this quickly. I'm trying to see if I had anything else over here to show you guys. So which one is your favorite? Poinsettia or plaid Christmas tree? Which is your favorite? Vote. Poinsettia, Christmas tree. Poinsettia, Christmas tree. Like at the football game. Blue, orange, blue, orange. All right, not everyone at once. Let's see. Connie likes the plaid tree. All right, I like it too. And I don't know if you can tell, I used 2 different colors of the brushed metallic cardstock. So this one is kind of like the champagne color, and this is a little bit more gold. And there's also, which would look good with this as well, a little bit of a darker kind of brown coppery color. The Christmas tree is more your style, Karen. It definitely has like a little bit of a farmhouse feel. I would say, Karen, though, that this is too simple for you. Like you need more stuff because you always like to do really elaborate. Yeah, that was a fun technique, right? That's a fun technique. So I'm putting this in the vault and I'm going to do this again. I'm picturing like a fun card and a cluster of balloons here. I don't know. I have all kind of ideas going around in my head for this little design, so I'm going to do it again. Brenda, you're stealing the tree. Steal away. Steal away. And send me pictures when you make cards. I'd love to see what you are making. All right, so send me pictures. All right, so there are 2 quick and easy cards for you guys to make if you are scrambling to get some Christmas cards done. All right, I kind of like this one too. I do like the clean lines. I'm a big, I like nice contrast between my borders and stuff. So I kind of like that one too. So yeah, send me pictures of your cards. If you make any of these, send me a Facebook Messenger, or if you have my number, text them to me, or you can post them in our VIPeeps group if you are in my customer VIP group, VIPeeps. Okay, Brenda. You're going to share that with your stampers. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you guys, it seems like you guys enjoyed those cards. I enjoyed making them for you. And so thank you for tuning in tonight, and keep an eye out tomorrow. If you're on my email list, it's the beginning of the month, December 1st. I've got some announcements of some upcoming events for December, so you're going to want to pay attention to that email, okay? It will be coming out tomorrow, so happy November, 24 days until Christmas. And it's going to be 30 degrees here in the morning, so I need to go get warm now so I can be prepared for it because I'm going to be cold in the morning. I'm trying to think, what? I don't like it when it first gets cold because my body wants to revolt over the cold. But it's going to be chilly in the morning for the next couple days. So if you, most of you are kind of in my neck of the woods. Some of you are south, so you're not going to be as cold. Some of you are north, and I don't mean North Florida, I mean North United States. So you are already chilly, I'm sure. Carol Korleski, you probably already have snow. Maybe not today, but definitely having snow up in Michigan. So awesome. Well, have a great night, guys, and plan to stay tuned and join me next Monday night. We're going to be making some Christmas last minute Christmas gift ideas and stocking stuffers. So that's on the list for next Monday. So make sure you tune in. So you guys have a great week and I'll talk to you later. Bye.